At NCERT Video Book welcomes you. In this channel you will see explanation and solution of NCERT books. For this you have to visit the channel, then go to playlist and see the chapter. Today we will be studying textbook for grade 5, The World Around Us, Our Wondrous World. This is environmental science textbook. This book has 10 chapters. Today we will be studying Unit 1, Life Around Us, Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. Unit 1, Life Around Us. About the unit. This unit at the preparatory stage highlights the crucial role of nature as a home to animals, birds and insects. Students in grade 3 and 4 have explored soil, air and water. They also learned how life evolves in different landforms depending upon the availability of soil, air, water and sunlight. This unit in grade 5 presents the importance of water in life and ecosystems. It also covers its various forms, movement and the role in shaping land and supporting habitats. The unit conveys water as a unique and limited essence of life, showing how it helps in sustaining the life on Earth. It also gives examples from the lives of people who stay close to nature. They enjoy clean treasures from nature and develop various materials available from nearby forest and surroundings. Their lifestyles and productions with locally available materials reflect how life can be happy and creative in the lap of nature. Note to the teacher. This unit includes two chapters. Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life, and Chapter 2, Journey of a River. Following are the key concepts covered in these chapters. Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. Water, the essence of life, introduces students to its various forms and different sources of water, such as fresh water and salt water. It also highlights the importance of water in different activities in the society. This chapter introduces the continuous movement of water in different forms through the water cycle. It also explores how water saves the land and supports life in freshwater habitats and highlights the need to conserve water. Chapter 2, Journey of a River. This chapter follows the story of the river Godavari from its origin to its delta. Through maps, stories and illustrations, it explores the tributaries of Godavari and aquatic life in the river. It familiarizes students with the dams built on the river. Students learn how the river gets polluted. This chapter highlights the ways rivers support ecosystems, people and culture. After reading this chapter, students will understand that water is a limited and shared resource which must be used wisely. Let's start Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. It is raining. Afreen rushed to the window where Jyoti was already watching tiny raindrops slide down the glass. Where do you think all this water comes from and where does it go? Asked Afreen. Come, let us follow the journey of water. But first, let us see how much water there is on Earth. Although most of the Earth's surface is covered with water, the majority of it is salty, leaving less amount of fresh water. All living beings, people, animals, birds and plants depend on fresh water to survive. It is essential for drinking, growing crops and carrying out daily activities. Many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible. Now, imagine if all the water on earth were in this glass. Then the fresh water would only be as much as in a teaspoon. 200 ml of water, 5 ml of water. This represents total amount of water present on the earth, and this represents the amount of fresh water. Discuss. 1. Do you think we can drink the water present in the oceans? The answer is no. You can write like this. No, we cannot drink water present in the oceans because it contains a large amount of dissolved salts, which make it unfit for drinking. 2. What can ocean water be used for? Answer. Ocean water can be used for producing salt, generating electricity, transportation and fishing. It can also be desalinated to make it suitable for drinking. Do you know? The salt pans of Gujarat are vast flatlands where seawater is dried to collect salt. It is one of the largest salt producing areas in India. Activity 1. Where can we find fresh water? Identify the different freshwater sources from the images given below and write their names. This is pond, this is ocean, glacier, lake, groundwater, river, well, rain. These are sources of water. Except ocean, all others are sources of fresh water. Jyoti was curious, is there water in the air too? And is snow a form of water? The answer is yes. When water evaporates or boils, it forms water vapor. This is present in air in the form of fog, steam, water vapor, etc. And snow is solid form of water. When water gets freezed, it becomes ice or snow. Water has different forms. We already know the different forms of water: liquid as in rain, solid as in ice, and vapor as in steam. Let us understand more about this through a simple activity. Activity 2. Take a steel glass, put some ice cubes in it. Observe the small water droplets forming on the glass. When you put some ice cubes in a steel glass, you will see that water droplets are forming on the outside portion of the glass. This is due to condensation of water vapor present in atmosphere. A. Where do these water droplets come from? These droplets come from the condensation of water vapor present in the surrounding air. B. What happens to the ice cubes after they are left in the glass for some time? Answer. The ice cubes melt and turn water after being left in the glass for some time. C. If we heat water, what will happen to it? Answer. On heating, water will start boiling and change into water vapor through the process of evaporation. In the above activity, what forms of water do you see? Answer. We see water in the solid form as ice, in the liquid form as water, and in the gaseous form as water vapor. Observing changes. Activity. I observe. Under activity, ice melting, water boiling, water in sunlight for 3 days. You can write your observation here. Activity. Ice melting, I observe, ice changes to water. Activity. Water boiling, I observe, water changes into steam or vapor. Activity. Water in sunlight for 3 days, I observe, water slowly changes into vapor. Through these experiments, we found out that water can change into ice and steam, and it can also return to its liquid form. Water cycle. Let us understand how such changes take place in nature. Activity 3. Take a transparent bag. Use a marker to draw the sun, clouds, trees, and arrows on it as shown in the picture. Fill 1/3 of it with colored water. Tip: you can use blue paint or food dye for this. Seal the bag tightly to prevent any leaks. Place it in the sunlight. After a few hours, observe the changes inside the bag. You will observe that water evaporates and comes down. I observe, I wonder, it is because of. I observe, water heats up. I wonder, how does water heat up? It is because of sunlight. Similarly, you have to write your observations and questions and answer related to it. You can write like this. I observe water droplets form inside the cover. I wonder, where do the water droplets come from? It is because of water vapors cooling down. I observe water droplets move down from the sides to the bottom of the bag. I wonder, where do the water droplets go? It is because of water droplets becoming heavy. As you have seen in the above activity, the sun's heat causes the water to turn into water vapor. When the water vapor cools, it forms small droplets inside the bag. Eventually, these droplets fall back down. Similarly, in nature, heat causes water from different sources like oceans and rivers to become water vapor. Water vapor forms the clouds which come down as rain, snow and hail. This water goes back into rivers, lakes and oceans. This constant circular movement of water in nature is called the water cycle. You can see water cycle here. Groundwater. Let us find out what happens to rainwater when it comes down. Activity 4. Take a transparent glass, fill half of it with soil. Slowly pour water into the soil using a spoon. Observe what happens. You will observe that some water gets absorbed by the soil and some settle at the bottom. When it rains, some water is soaked up by the soil. This water sinks through the layers of soil and rocks. The water that gets stored deep underground is called groundwater. We dig wells, bore wells, tube wells and hand pumps to draw this water from the ground for our use. Activity 5. Take the images that will help in groundwater recharge. Concrete road, green lawn, paved area. The answer will be green lawn. It is because its top layer is soil itself. In cities with many cemented surfaces, rainwater cannot go into the ground easily. which stops groundwater from getting recharged. The road and paved area prevent water from seeping down. Do you know? Open uncovered areas allow water to seep into the ground. Soak pits, ponds, human-made lakes, and planting more trees help rainwater return underground. Surface water. Rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. are the natural sources of fresh water in addition to groundwater. Do you ever wonder how river flows? A river often begins its journey from up in the mountains and flows down across the land. Let us understand this through an activity. Activity 6. Material required: an old newspaper and a cup of mustard seeds or any other small seeds. Procedure: take a sheet from a newspaper and crumple it to create folds. Take another sheet and place it over the crumpled paper. Press it down so that the slopes are gentle. Now slowly pour the mustard seeds from the cup onto the highest point of the slope, like this. Observe the movement of the seeds. 1. What did you observe about the mustard seeds? Answer: the mustard seeds move downward from the top in the direction of the slope of the paper, just like rivers flow according to the slope of the land. 2. Are they moving in a straight line or do they spread out in different directions? Answer: the seeds spread out in different directions while moving down the slope. 3. Are they collecting in some areas? Do they gather like water gathers in lakes, rivers, and so on? Answer: yes, the seeds are collecting in low areas just like water gathers in lakes, rivers, and so on. Water flows, stops, or curves according to the slope of the land formations in its path. The flow of water can also change the shape of the land. Discuss. On the basis of Activity 6 with mustard seeds, discuss how some rivers flow towards the Arabian Sea while some flow towards the Bay of Bengal. Answer: in Activity 6, the mustard seeds move downwards along the slope of the paper. Similarly, rivers also flow according to the slope of the land. In some regions, the land slopes towards the Arabian Sea, so the rivers flow into the Arabian Sea. In other regions, the land slopes towards the Bay of Bengal, so the rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal. Do you know? The Luni River originating in the Aravalli Range in Rajasthan is the only major Indian river that does not drain into a sea. Instead, it ends up in the marshy lands of the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. You can see various physical features here, such as ice cap, glacier, mountains, waterfall, river, valley, lake, dune, desert. Our lifeline: rivers in India. This map of India shows some of the major rivers of our country. You can see Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Tapti, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. Narmada and Tapti are the two rivers shown here that drains into Arabian Sea or flow westward. Activity 7. Follow the flow. In the map, You can see the rivers flowing in different directions. Some flow into the Bay of Bengal and some into the Arabian Sea. Observe and fill in the table. Name of the river moves towards the Bay of Bengal, moves towards the Arabian Sea. Godavari, you can see here, drains into the Bay of Bengal. Narmada drains into Arabian Sea. Ganga, you can see here, into the Bay of Bengal. Similarly, Tapti drains into Arabian Sea. Similarly, Krishna and Kaveri. Both are draining into the Bay of Bengal. Note to the teacher. The teacher can guide the students to observe and trace the flow of the rivers towards the Bay of Bengal or the Arabian Sea on the map. Life in water. Afreen noticed that the rain had filled up the pond near the school ground. She called out to Jyoti, "Come and look." They could see tiny fish swimming and a small frog sitting on a lotus leaf. It is wonderful to see the variety of plants and animals living in water. How are they different from those living on land? Complete the following table discussing with peers about the characteristics of animals on land and animals in water. Animals on land, animals in water. For example, animals on land cannot breathe in water. Animals in water have fins to swim. Similarly, you have to write differences between the animals on land and animals in water. You can write like this. Animals on land have lungs to breathe air. Animals in water have gills to breathe in water. Animals on land have body covered with hair or fur. Animals in water have body covered with scales. Animals on land take oxygen directly from air. Animals in water take oxygen dissolved in water. Animals on land have legs to walk, run or jump. Animals in water have streamlined bodies for easy swimming. Animals on land live in forests, deserts, grasslands, mountains, etc. Animals in water live in ponds, rivers, lakes, seas and oceans. Information card. Dragonfly flies fast and lays eggs near water, eats mosquitoes. Water scorpion. Insect with pincers, lives underwater, breathes using a tail tube. Pond heron. A bird with long legs that stands still to catch fish. Freshwater turtle. A soft-shelled turtle that lives in ponds and rivers. Water snake. A harmless water snake that eats fish and frogs. Reeds, as plants, grow along the edges of ponds, tall and grass-like. Lotus and water lily, rooted floating. Flowers float on water, roots stay in the pond bed. Water hyacinth, free floating. A fast growing plant that floats and spreads on water. Activity 8. Visit a local water body like a pond, lake or an aquarium with your teacher or parents and observe life in and around the water body. 1. Based on your observations, complete the following table. Name of the bird or animal. mouth or beaks. Movement through legs, feet, fins. Rough diagram. Under, name of the bird or animal, fish. For fish, round mouth facing upwards. Movement through fins. Rough diagram here. Animal, horned heron. Mouth long and pointed. Thin legs. Diagram here. Similarly, you can fill here. You can fill frog. It has wide mouth with long tongue and webbed feet. Duck, broad and flat beak, webbed feet. Kingfisher, long and pointed beak, thin legs. Note to the teacher. Ensure that students are accompanied by adults, take all safety precautions and guide them not to touch or disturb any plants or animals during the visit. 2. Draw the plants that you saw during the visit and label them with their local name. Types, names, local name. Under types, plants floating above water, name lily. Under types, plants underwater and spaces are given for you. You have to fill it. Similarly, plants whose roots are in water bed but seen above the water. You have to fill the spaces here. Under type, plant floating above water, name lily, local name kumud. Under type, plant underwater, name hornwort, local name singhwali kai. Under type, plant whose roots are in the waterbed but are seen above the water. Name lotus, local name kamal. Activity 9. 1. Take a piece of paper and put a drop of water on it. Observe. 2. Color the paper with a wax crayon. Now put a drop of water on it. Do you observe any change? In the first case, you have to take a simple paper and put a drop of water on it. It will get absorbed. But in the second case, when the paper is colored with wax crayon like this, it will not absorb water, as in leaves, because leaves have a thin layer of wax coating on them. Write your observation. You can write like this. When we put a drop of water on a plain sheet of paper, it gets absorbed and paper becomes wet. But when we put a drop of water on a piece of paper colored with crayons, it does not wet the surface and remains on the paper as a small round drop. The waxy coating on leaves make them waterproof and keeps too much water from getting inside the plant. This helps the plant stay healthy and not get damaged. Activity 10. Who eats whom? A river food chain game. Distribute slips of paper to students. Each student writes what they choose to be. For example, small fish, big fish, frog, bird, human, crocodile, otter, etc. Ask the student to think about what they eat and who eats them. Use a string to connect the students who depend on each other for food. Discuss what would happen if one animal disappears. For example, what if all the fish are gone? Types of plants in water. Through this activity, we discovered the rich variety of plants and animals that live in freshwater habitats. These living beings have special features like floating leaves, fins, or long roots that help them survive and grow in water. This reminds us how essential freshwater is for supporting life on Earth. In this chapter, we learned that water exists in different forms: ice, water, and vapor. We saw how water keeps moving through the water cycle, changing its form as it travels through the air, land, and sky. We also explored how aquatic plants and animals live in and around water and depend on water for their survival. Let us reflect. 1. Match the following. First column: ocean water, snow, steam, rainwater. Second column: solid form of water, vapor form of water, not fit for drinking, fresh water. Ocean water, not fit for drinking. Snow, solid form of water. Steam, vapor form of water. Rainwater, fresh water. 2. Why do you think most of the water on earth cannot be used for drinking or farming? You can write the answer like this. Most of the water on earth is found in oceans and seas, and it is salty, making it unsuitable for drinking and farming. Only a small portion of Earth's water is fresh water, which is found in rivers, lakes, and glaciers, and this is the water that humans, animals, and plants can use. 3. Large number of living beings live near water bodies. Why? Answer: a large number of living beings live near water bodies because water is essential for drinking, growing crops, and carrying out daily activities. Many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible, as all living beings, people, animals, birds, and plants depend on it to survive. 4. What would happen if it did not rain in your region for 2 years? If it did not rain in our region for 2 years, rivers, ponds, and lakes would dry up. There would be less water for farming, crops would not grow well, and people might face food shortages. 5. What do you think happens to rainwater in a forest compared to a city? Answer: in a forest, rainwater gets absorbed by plants and trees and soaks into the soil, which helps replenish underground water. In a city, many surfaces like roads, buildings, and pavements are cemented. This makes water run off quickly, often causing waterlogging or flooding, and very little seeps into the ground. 6. Can you design a house or school that conserve water wisely? What would it include? Yes, a house or school that conserves water would include: 1. Rainwater harvesting to collect and store rainwater. 2. Reuse of grey water for toilets and gardening. 3. Use of water saving taps and toilets. 4. Drip irrigation for watering plants and trees in the garden. 7. Let us make a fish by folding a piece of paper. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Step 6. You can follow these steps. Your fish will be ready. For more videos, you can like and subscribe at NCERT Video Book. If you have any doubt, you can comment below. Thank you.